Alright, so hello everybody, welcome back to our final parts of developing a note application using Flask. So today we'll work, it's maybe a short video, I'm not sure. It's supposed to be a short video. Today we're just going to work on deploy it to Heroku. So if I know Heroku is specifically for these deployment services. And then we're going to take a look how can we deploy Flask, our Flask app to Heroku. So like anybody can visit anywhere, because if you just run on your local machine, only whoever is use your computer or maybe your network can access it. So now what we need to do is make the whole world can see our application. Alright, so notice that I added two imports here from SQL Alchemy, import create engine, from SQL Alchemy.oram, import scoped session maker. So we need to use different kind of database instead of SQLite 3 because because basically Heroku doesn't like us, so it doesn't save stuff. Okay, so anything made by file via Heroku itself doesn't save. So it cannot just change db.sqlite 3 because then and maybe sometimes it's just gonna when your dyno closes, so when the connection closes, and then when to sleep your application, and the db.sqlite is going to get resetted to whatever your original file is. And that's why we need to use a online database, and we're going to call this PostgreSQL. We're going to use PostgreSQL, similar to SQLite 3. And then here's how you get this set up. This is a little bit confusing. I will leave the documentation down below if you want to see it. And these two lines are added on my own because apparently I had to add these two lines in order to make the database work. I hope it works. I'm pretty sure it should work. And then after you get this file set up, then you can go to a proc file, which you just need to add wipe : space gunicorn app : app. Alright. So basically it just said we're gonna use it's a web services, and we're gonna use gunicorn to run, where app is the file app.py, and then we're gonna import this app module, which is our Flask app variable. Alright, so now we're also gonna create a file called requirements.txt. Requirements.txt is basically specify all of the dependencies that we need. So obviously we need Flask, and then added the SQL Alchemy, stuff like that as well. We also need requests, I believe, and maybe term color. Term color, and then pretty sure I need bottle 3 as well for upload as 3. So let me just take a look. Yeah, and I don't think we need any more. Okay, and then what you can do is, what are you going to do is you're going to create a new repository, and then essentially what you need to do is basically upload all your files to that directory. You can just upload file, but upload file if you don't have Git set up. Otherwise, you can just using your Git command. So I'm just going to add everything, I suppose. So I'm just going to say git add, git command, deployment states, not git commit, do a double T, git commit, git push version raster. Alright, so let's wait a while. It's getting uploaded. Now if you refresh my repo, you should see now the new changes applied, and we have a file called requirements.txt. Alright, next what you're going to do is you're going to log into Heroku.com or create an account if you haven't. And I'm just going to create a new application. Create a new app. And I'm just going to call this note-web. And then it's United States. And that's a region. And then what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to do all these stuff. These stuff are a little bit complicated, especially if you don't have Git set up. What we're going to do is actually going to choose this option, connect to GitHub. And it's connect to GitHub, and then it should go ahead and authenticate you with GitHub. Then you can see this is basically my repo, and I can connect this to this note. Whoops. Okay, I apparently have two. I need to double check what's on this. Just one sec. Okay, this is empty repo. Alright, node web is the one. Connect. So just hit the connect button and then it's gonna connect everything. And now what's gonna happen is what are we going to do now is this. So since now you can see we got some secret things. We got some our Google client ID, client secrets, and then we got our should I deploy to GitHub? Okay, I'm gonna receive a message from Amazon again. But I'm just gonna quickly create another AWS access key. Don't push your access key to GitHub. And that's gonna cause you a lot of trouble. But here is button I push it. I'm just gonna say something like this. We're gonna use what we call environment variable in Heroku. So for some credential key like Google Client ID, Client Secret, AWS, stuff like that, what you need to do is we just need to put the information into the Heroku and it's automatically going to get linked. And then here's what I'm going to do. We're just going to say os.getInf. And then we're just going to say os.getInf. So get environment. And then the environment is going to be secret key. So you're going to create all these for like these credentials. So let me go ahead and comment these two. Actually, we don't need. So in here, I'm just gonna say this. I'm just gonna say os.getInf. Google Client ID. Google Client Secret. Okay, and then one final thing we need to do is, I believe is this. So in our helpers.py, we need to change this as well. I'm just going to delete it since not anything not gonna work. It'll be AWS secret access key. This is a key name, and then gonna show how to actually like add value in Heroku. AWS access key ID. All right, sweet. So we expect to receive a message from Amazon shortly. But then here's what are you going to do. Then in here we can go to settings, and then you can click on review config var. Config vars are environment variables, and you can put it. Notice we have a key and value. Key is basically this AWS key. Okay, and to import OS. So key basically is your get-ins, whatever is your get-ins argument. So I'm gonna paste it here. I'm gonna get a new one shortly, I suppose. I'm gonna add another one here, and then we're gonna say production is true. So production is true. Let's see, we got this. And I think this is the final two. Google Client ID, here it is. And Google Client Secret, here it is. Alright, let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna check my email really quick because I think I'm gonna receive a message from AWS. Yep, exactly. I just received like a lot of messages, but I guess it's fine. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to s3. Amazon AWS really quick to create a new user ID and stuff like that. Again, I will be sure to delete them because now the O key is like completely invalid anymore. Maybe I should show this at all, but I'm just gonna work through the process of that. And then if you're not that stupid as I am, that you didn't push your AWS key to the GitHub, what you need to do now is this. Okay, go back. Next. Okay, I think it's kind of slow now. Sorry, let us give this a sec. It should be pretty fast. Sign in. Alright, there we go. So let's just wait to let this to log me in. Alright, so I'm just gonna click on IAM. I'm not sure what that stands for, but it's basically manage your AWS access key and stuff like that. And then let's see. Alright, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and create a go to users. I'm gonna add a user. So no. 2. Programmatic access. I was wondering, is there a pause like recording? Then I'm just gonna choose S3 full access. Alright, create this user. Okay. Here's the access key. Access key ID, which I'm gonna put it here. So be sure to not commit to that again. Save changes. And then I'm gonna go here. Show my secret access key. Now I'm gonna copy this, paste it here. Of course, I'm gonna delete this key, either by accident or purposefully. All right. Now I think we're pretty much done. Let me just make one final commit. To me, we don't need this anymore, so let me just re-git add everything. Git commit, use invar, git push word remaster. Alright. Good. Alright, there we go. Good. Okay. So now I suppose we are done, I think. So now what we can do is we have one more thing we need to do actually. One more thing is this. We need to go to resources, I believe. We need to go ahead and add adds on since we're going to use a PostgreSQL. And then I'm just going to type Heroku, choose Heroku Postgres. I'll be that for free. And then I'm just going to click on it. So this is a way to manage like remote database and stuff like that. So, and then I'm gonna open up this db.sqli3 as well. Okay, my computer now is again laggy. I'm just gonna give it a sec. And then once this Heroku screen is open, well, you can go to, so then, let's see. Okay, I don't need you I should just gonna not close anybody for now. We're waiting the DB for SQLite to open up. Okay, then what you can do is once you see the screen, you go to settings and view credentials. View credentials. Of course, I'm gonna like destroy this database after this. So, okay. And then after you get your credential, what you need to do is go to this website, adminer.cs50.net. It's basically a more like graphic user interface on creating table, which I a little bit more prefer because I cannot get my PSQL PostgreSQL setup where I may have forget my username. And then we'll put our server here, username. Oops, I didn't copy. Username, password, and then database, which is this. Paste it here, and then click on login, which if you type your credentials successfully, it should log into your remote PostgreSQL database. And then now we're just gonna try to create every table. Create tables. So we need to make sure all the types are the same as well. So this is apps. I recommend you to put on 2x speed now. So yeah, auto, so this is the integer. Auto increment by 1. User ID is text. Name is also text. Image, I believe this is also text. Client ID, it's also text. Client secrets, it's also text. This is for like our OAuth app. And then redirect URL, which is also redirect URI, which is also text. All right. Save. Good. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to create another table called notes. I hope I didn't make a mistake somewhere. Node ID is text. User ID is also text. Content, text. Status, text. Image URL, text. Title, text. Description, text. Sweet. Let's go ahead and give it a save. Alright. Note, user, content status, image, title, description. Alright, now I'm gonna do this OAuth code. OAuth codes. OAuth codes. Here we're just gonna say app ID. Is it auto increment? No, it's not. Okay, no, don't you say AI then. Hold on, app ID, integer. Okay. Whoops. Oh, don't. Oh my god. Okay, I guess we can recreate this table. OAuth codes. App ID is integer. User ID is text. Code is also text. Okay. Sequence, that's useless. Okay, now my computer is getting extremely slow. The reason I'm not using SQL to create tables is because I still didn't figure out how to use the primary key. Because like creation of primary keys are like most complicated part for different database. App ID is an integer. User ID is a text. The reason you make sure everything is accurate is because once you deploy the app, The database is still changeable. Well, if you want to change the structure of your tables, stuff like that, it's gonna be hard because you need to since for free it doesn't have rollback service. So you must like recommit, either add some change or delete something, and then recommit it so it triggers this to redeploy, and then that should work. Alright, we only have 2 more tables left. Hopefully you're watching this in 2x speed. user ID, because I can feel how boring it is for me just to copy and paste the same thing. Text. Now it's text. That's interesting. Alright, well, finally we got users. Alright, undoubtedly one of the most important table, users. Let's give it a sec. I mean, practically don't even need to create something like users. Practically don't have it. But just to practice our authentication is fine. User ID is text. Name is text. And photo is also text. Photo is text. Alright, I think we created every table as we wanted. Now, to one moment of truth is we're going to see can we deploy this. So finally, notice that we didn't actually deploy this yet. To deploy, go to deploy menu. And then I'm just going to say deploy branch. We're going to see can we deploy this successfully using Heroku or not. Because it's installing Python 3.6.12, installing everything we need. So in SQLite 3, which is automatically, even though we don't need it. Install all these different packages. Type is web, compressing. No, well, deploy to Heroku. Alright, now one final moment of truth. We're gonna see can we view this or not. Indeed, we got an application error, as we usually do. So to do this, what's the easiest is using the Heroku CLI. So I'm just gonna take a look at that. You can type Heroku login to login first, but since I already logged in, I can take a look with the error, since that's the fastest to view error. Okay, Heroku. Sometimes Heroku is really confusing. Heroku. Main node web. Alright, let's see. Oh, GUnicorn. Yes, we forgot to add GUnicorn as one of our dependencies. GUnicorn. Alright, let's get add, get commits. Alright, I think it's taking actually much more longer than I thought. Deploy to Heroku is actually a little bit more complicated. And this is the easiest way because I didn't have like all the CLI set up. Alright, let's deploy again. So this is supposed to be, yeah, 4C, 23C, 7 double D. Alright, let's take a look. Hopefully, I'm not sure what this time works. Hopefully this time it will finally work. $7.4 megabytes. That's kind of large. I know after we compress it's actually quite large. Alright, let's take a look. A moment of truth. and we got another application error. Let's see, what will be the application error this time? Let's see. No module named Flask? Oh, I forgot to add the most important module. Oh my god. I forgot to add the most important module to our requirement.txt. Okay. As I just said, I'm not going to cut any of these part out. Because, I mean, get rid of requirements, it does is a little bit confusing. Alright, now it's deployed. Close this. Deploy branch. Try it and see if it works now. Alright, well, I guess I'm just going to do some cheat chat. So if you're in the United States, we all knew that presidential election is coming along. If you haven't registered to vote, please register to vote. Please register to vote, as we want your voice getting heard. Unfortunately, I cannot register to vote. If I can, I'll definitely vote because of some of my own reasons. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, good. Let's see, can we see it now? I'm just going to do error check. Oh, there we go. Now I think it worked. Okay, gonna see did we set up the database or not correctly. Let's give it a sec. See if we set up the database correctly. I'm gonna choose please log in with Google. Alright. Oh shoot. Shoot, it's not gonna work, is it? It's not gonna work. It's gonna redirect me to my local host. Alright, well, but you can see now I think it works. But you just need to change this to make sure that when you're doing the Google OAuth, you need to make sure that you enable this. You must make sure you actually enable this this Heroku thing. So basically, it's your app name .herokuapp.com. Make sure add that to your redirect URI inside localhost. So and then everything should work. I'm not gonna try this because I'm pretty sure it's not gonna work, since it's gonna say something like redirect fail or something. I think it's gonna redirect me back to it's redirecting back to my local host. Alright, well, I think the database is setting up quickly. Hopefully it does. And then we'll go ahead, and then that's it for this Flask from scratch developing a Node application. So what are we going to do in next videos? Maybe a plan is a little bit more interesting. Is I'm gonna see how can I use Electron.js to build a desktop application using our OAuth system and some API we created. Alright, so stay tuned for that. Stay safe, have a nice day, and if you like this, you enjoyed this, please make sure you subscribe. I think I see significant increase from subscribing this channel. That's great. Thank you for all your support. Thanks very much. I really appreciate it. But until then, see you in the next video. Bye bye.